And there are many people who long before today are convinced she used surrogates and that her pregnancies were fake, one or both of them.
Just when you thought the Meghan Markle saga couldn't get any more outrageous, a new bombshell threatens to unravel the very foundation of her royal fairy tale. A woman, until recently anonymous, has stepped out of the shadows with a claim so staggering, it's now shaking Buckingham Palace to its core. She calls herself DL, but she's not hiding. She's composed, confident, and most dangerously, armed with receipts. According to DL, she's not just some donor or medical footnote. She claims she's the biological and legal surrogate who carried, not one, but both, of Meghan and Harry's children, Archie and Lilibet.
The persistent rumours that she's not a mum and never has been. Just when the difficult Duchess wanted all the talk of her fake baby bumps to fade away, along came a so-called friend to turbocharge the conspiracy theories.
And she says she has the proof. Hospital records, emails, NDAs, payment logs, even documents from a California-based surrogacy firm. She was promised two things: privacy and payment. But instead, she says she was erased. And just like that, years of internet conspiracy theories have turned into something much bigger, a constitutional crisis in the making. Because this isn't just about a folded bump caught on camera or a mysteriously disappearing baby belly. This is about a woman stepping forward and saying, I carried those royal children. I gave birth to them. If true, even partially, this shatters not only the Sussex narrative, but the very structure of the royal succession.
Very abnormal. That it looks very strange. If you look up close in the video, and I encourage people, look at this. It looks like there's like a bag or like some sort of something shoved up under a dress. It does not look like a pregnant belly. It looks all bumpy. It's very strange.
Let's go back to May 6th, 2019, the day Archie Mountbatten Windsor was born, or so we were told. Meghan had previously announced her desire for a home birth, but ultimately gave birth in a London hospital. No professional photographers, no hospital steps like Kate and William. Instead, Harry appeared awkwardly in front of a horse stable, announcing, "We had a baby." At the time, it felt odd. Now it feels suspicious, and it gets worse. DL's revelations are sparking renewed scrutiny on Meghan's pregnancy appearances. The way her baby bump seemed to shift size from one day to the next. The infamous clip where her bump appeared to fold as she sat down. Once laughed off as a glitch in the angle, now people are asking, was it something more? But the real bombshell lies in the paperwork.
But rather at a London hospital. Even though Meghan had let it be known she wanted a home birth, it was probably very realistic that her first child at 37, it was going to be born in hospital.
When Archie's birth certificate was finally released, something was off. Meghan's full legal name, Rachel Meghan Markle, had been removed and replaced with Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. At the time, the palace called it a clerical update. Meghan claimed she didn't authorise it. But with DL's claims on the table, it now looks like a legal cover-up. Because if Meghan wasn't the biological mother, listing her as such would be, legally speaking, falsifying a government document. And if that wasn't enough to ignite a scandal, DL has publicly dared Meghan and Harry to take a DNA test. A full analysis. Hers, Harry's, Meghan's, and both children's. Her only condition? It must be handled by an independent third party, outside of royal or Hollywood influence. No palace doctors. No California labs tied to celebrity PR firms. Total transparency. So far, crickets. Instead, Meghan and Harry's legal team are playing defence.
And she has created mischief, knowing that it would damage the royal family, which would show a level of spite and malice that is truly not only sick, but evil. And the alternative is that she didn't give birth to those children.
Cease and desist letters are flying. Reports say they filed injunctions in California to delay media outlets from airing interviews with DL. But DL isn't backing down. She says she's ready to testify under oath. And she's got more than just confidence. She's got documents. According to DL, she was recruited through a high-end surrogacy agency in California. She says Meghan's team managed every detail. from her housing to her medical appointments. She wasn't allowed visitors. She wasn't allowed to speak. And after the second child was born, she says she was ghosted. No follow-ups, no support, no acknowledgement, just erased. She claims internal pseudonyms were used to wipe her name from medical correspondence. But she kept everything. Emails, appointment logs, financial records, even photos from inside the medical clinics. Her NDA, she says, was airtight. But since Meghan's team allegedly broke their side of the agreement, she now believes she's free to talk. And this is where things get terrifying for the monarchy.
A 4-day tour. We know that the Queen and Prince Philip met for Archie, really quickly.
Right too.
And actions speak louder than words, don't they? We saw that beautiful photo, that iconic image of the two of the five of them actually, and it all seems a bit rushed and a bit weird.
Legal scholars in the UK are digging into royal law, specifically the 1917 letters patent. It clearly states that royal heirs must be lawfully born of the body. That's the phrase giving everyone nightmares. Because if Meghan didn't give birth, and if the palace knew and stayed quiet, that could spell disaster for these Sussex children's titles and possibly their place in the royal succession. Behind the scenes, palace officials are reportedly reviewing their options. One rumoured possibility? Freezing Archie and Lilibet's titles, not removing them outright, but suspending their active use until further notice. It would be a quiet move, a way to protect the monarchy without declaring war. Meanwhile, the fallout is spreading across the Atlantic.
The royal runaways recently released twerking video, allegedly filmed 4 years ago when Meg was expecting Lilibet, has only served to intensify the fevered speculation that we're told is making the former actress's life a nightmare.
In Montecito, sources say Meghan and Harry are in lockdown mode. Household staff has been reduced, security doubled, former friends have been ghosted, including celebrities who've liked posts questioning the pregnancies. Even Meghan's podcast and children's book project are reportedly paused. And perhaps most telling, Oprah Winfrey, who hosted Meghan and Harry's explosive 2021 interview, has gone silent. No posts, no comments, nothing. Because if DL's story is even half true, it means Oprah may have been used to spread misinformation. And Oprah doesn't like being played. Netflix is also said to be reviewing their Sussex documentary, quietly rechecking timelines and facts. One exec reportedly said, "If any of that was false, we're not just dealing with PR damage, we're dealing with liability." And while Meghan stays silent, DL is rising. She's appearing on morning shows, speaking on podcasts, fielding book deals. She's being framed not as a tabloid figure, but as a whistleblower. And in a bitter twist of irony, she's being praised for the same bravery Meghan once built her entire brand around. Harry, meanwhile, is unravelling. Neighbours say they've seen him wandering the property alone at night, mumbling to himself. He's reportedly afraid that his kids will one day learn the truth, not from him, but from headlines. And if he was involved in shaping the narrative, that's not just dishonesty, that's betrayal, and the questions won't stop. Why has no hospital staff ever come forward to confirm Meghan's deliveries? Why are there no verifiable photos of her entering or leaving any maternity ward? Why, days before Lilibet's supposed birth in California, was a private jet linked to Harry spotted flying to Nevada, a location DL now claims is tied to her surrogate housing? And the kids, where are they? Rarely seen, always filtered. Every image controlled by Archwell's media machine.
While we have now seen baby Archie bundled up and fast asleep, until now, there was a lot we didn't know about just how the seventh in line to the British throne came into this world. In his newly obtained birth certificate, it shows Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor arrived May 6th.
What used to be chalked up to privacy now feels like fear. Fear that the truth might be visible in their faces, that the fairy tale might crack if examined too closely. Meanwhile, European media is picking up the scent. Unlike the US and UK, France and Germany don't play by the same defamation rules. Investigative reporters are digging in, and Meghan's legal team can't stop them. DL is gaining traction fast, and every moment Meghan stays silent, the narrative shifts further out of her control. Her image as a relatable spiritual mother is now being examined like a crime scene. Quotes from her 2019 Vogue interview, where she spoke about feeling kicks and reading affirmations to her unborn baby, are being analysed line by line. If DL's story holds, those quotes aren't just misleading, they're performative. And here's the brutal truth. In 2025, silence equals suspicion. The Sussexes' refusal to comment is being interpreted not as class or dignity, but as confirmation. This story is no longer just about Harry and Meghan. It's about legitimacy, lineage, trust, and the potential unravelling of a modern monarchy. What happens next? We wait for DL's interview, for the documents, for Meghan's response, if one ever comes. Because this isn't just another scandal, this is a test of the institution itself. And if DL is right, then Meghan's carefully curated fairy tale may be headed for its darkest, most irreversible twist yet. Stay tuned, because the silence, it's screaming.